Hello, Nikki Scott here, UK Hypopressives, sharing my journey through my life of hypopressives. I found hypopressives when my twins were 12, and I was looking for something that I hadn't found previously. So what I mean is I was suffering with stress and urge incontinence and other associated problems with back pain and diastasis recti after having twins when I was 32. So I was looking around for something because I really didn't feel that what I was given as conventional treatment had really helped me. So, for example, I went to my GP, like many of you that are watching this probably have, and my GP referred me to a women's health physio, who then gave me a series of exercises which were pelvic floor squeezes, otherwise known, you might know them as Kegels. And although given lots of instruction on how to do them, and doing them regularly and consistently, they still didn't really hit the spot. Sorry to make a joke of that, but what I found was that I kind of hit a plateau with them. They worked a little bit, but they didn't work enough for me to get on with normal life. And normal life for me wasn't running around doing massively strenuous things, but I did like to go to the gym. I like to go out walking. I like to keep active and fit, but not madly. So just to be able to go for a walk without worrying about leaking, I really didn't feel like conventional treatment helped me with that. So I found hypopressives around 9 years ago when it came to the UK as a training course, and I was looking for something for myself and my clients to help them heal postnatally. So I talk about the different stages of my life, the different stages of being a woman, I suppose, is that for me, I found them postnatally, and that's kind of where most people will find them because they end up with some sort of postnatal problems, pelvic floor dysfunction, incontinence, prolapses, diastases, and then if left, those problems multiply as we start to come into perimenopause and go through the menopause. So perimenopause can start quite early and it can last for quite a long time. So it's a stage where your hormones are changing, where your body is changing, and therefore things start to happen to you, and your symptoms that you had postnatally might start to get worse. Luckily for me, I found hypopressives when my twins were 12. So I was about 44 when I first found hypopressives. And probably within 3 months of doing them regularly and consistently and properly, I found that my symptoms of incontinence, which was the main driver for me to find something, had started to reduce. So I thought less about having an accident when I was exercising. I didn't quite have that urgency so much. When I really needed to go to the toilet, I could hold on to it a little bit more. So even 12 years after giving birth, which isn't really postnatal, I was managing to find benefits from doing hypopressives and a reduction in symptoms far more than I'd had with Kegels or pelvic floor work. So obviously I continued, and over the time I really don't have any stress and urge incontinence at all. So we fast forward to today, and I'm coming up to being 53 this year, well, in a couple of weeks, and so it's a long time that I've been doing hypopressives. So 9 years worth of consistent practice of 10 to 15 minutes a day has meant that I've kind of put myself in the best place that I can be for the next phase, which I've actually already gone through. So going through the perimenopause would really, really help with mindful breathing. The breathing side of hypopressives really helps with mental health. So mental well-being, getting yourself in a better place. Also, diaphragm is a muscle of emotion. So that big breathing muscle that we really focus in on with hypopressives helps to be stretched and released. And so where our breathing gets very tight when we're stressed and anxious, that's all part of what we go through when we're going through the perimenopause with all these changes. It can really help to keep that relaxed and to just generally make us feel less anxious, less worried, less tense, especially kind of at night time. So having gone through that perimenopause stage, and now I've had a whole year with no cycle, doesn't mean to say, oh, I'm through the menopause, that's it. I still get symptoms. I've still got symptoms which I am constantly working with to try and help. And Hypopressives is just one of those tools for me that can help me as I've gone through peri and menopause itself. So I use it for daily mental health. That's one of my main things, is to kind of get in the zone and really focus in on that breath work. But also things like niggly pains where you maybe sit at a computer all day, or you've done something like gardening the day before, you wake up, you've got pain in your shoulder or in your scapular area. It can really help with resetting everything. So using it for postural stuff as well is going to really help as we go past this menopausal stage and into old age, because that's kind of what you're looking at. When you've gone through the menopause, it's kind of those years from mid-50s into old age, and how you can manage your body and your symptoms so that you can still go about your daily life and do all the things that you enjoy. So for me, I still like to lift weights. You can see in the background my leg press machine, my hip thrust machine. I like to still be able to do that stuff even at my age. I don't have a gym membership, but that's just because of lockdown. But, I like all that gym stuff. That might not be you, but say you like to dance, or you like to get out and run around with your grandkids, or you go walking a lot, or you're out on your bike. From age mid-50s into old age, we should still be able to do that without worrying about posture, changing the way our body functions, and then changing the fact that we're not able to do those things. And the other biggie is the incontinence side of things. Very much the media has almost told you it's okay that you wet yourself, it's okay, you can still be active, because you just need to buy these pull-up pants, these ones with flowers on that look beautiful, and these black ones that look sexy if you're younger. And really and truly, you don't want to be wearing adult pull-up pants if you're going out on a bike ride, if you're going to the gym, if you're going dancing with some friends, if you're going on a social occasion where you know that you're going to be laughing a lot and that might trigger a little bit of leakage. You don't want to be having to have those products. And of course the media want to sell you those products. They want to give you all of these amazing things that are basically a sticking plaster for your symptoms. Your symptoms just won't get better from wearing those things. What they're doing is they're allowing you to kind of get on with a semblance of your life, but to have this product. So Hypopressives really can give you that side of control back. Even if you're thinking, well, I'm in my 70s, this isn't going to work for me, I'm old, there's still stuff we can do. I have clients who are in their 70s doing Hypopressives and feeling fabulous. So the incontinence side is a biggie for when you're going into your old age. It's one of the biggest reasons that the older population go into nursing homes. So for me, absolutely, I don't want to be doing that. So if you're a postnatal woman, Hypopressives is fantastic for postnatal healing. I wish I had it directly after giving birth to my twins. If you are antenatal, thinking about getting pregnant, amazing thing to learn before you get pregnant. Something that you can do throughout your pregnancy. There's elements of it that you can do, elements that you can't. But obviously, whoever you get to train you, whether that's me or one of UK Hypopressive trainers, then they'll be able to guide you on that and how you can modify what you're doing to suit your pregnancy. So pre having a baby. Fantastic thing, because as soon as you've had your baby, as long as there haven't been major complications, you can start elements of hypopressives. And again, refer back to your professional for guidance on that. So it will speed up postnatal healing. Postnatal healing takes between 3 and 5 years anyway. So for all of your tissue, your viscera, everything to come back in, takes between 3 and 5 years. I mean, for me, I had one pregnancy, but for most people, if they have more than one child, they don't wait 3 to 5 years in between every birth for everything to fix back before we start again. So with successive pregnancies, anything that you had that was weakened and maybe slightly dysfunctional, so for example, you might have had a little bit of incontinence, is only going to get worse with each pregnancy. So knowing about hypopressives and doing it either through your pregnancy modified, but directly after the birth of your child, will put you in the best place you can be to be strong, stable and able going into your next pregnancy. So it's a really crucial time for you to kind of have this tool that you can use to help you. And then when you've had your children, you're getting on with bringing those children up. I know this, you have very little time, which is why it's so great to know that it just 10 to 15 minutes of practice is going to really help you. And if you can get into a regular daily habit of that, just making that small amount of time for yourself, then it will have a massive impact on your function. I mean, with hypopressives, there may be other things that you need to help you. So you will probably still need to seek guidance from a really good women's health physio. You may need some scar release work. You may need other interventions from, say, an osteopath or a chiropractor. Many of our UK hypopressive trainers are chiropractors and osteopaths and physios as well. So do make sure you check out the directory and look at who's on our directory in your local area. So you've got this tool of hypopressives, and for me, I found it 12 years after having my twins. My diastasis reduced. I had severe pain issues most days, neck, shoulders, lower back mainly, which have resolved themselves. I don't wake up with that pain anymore. If I get any niggles, I find doing hypopressives really, really helps to start to bring everything back. It has this reset effect because my body knows what it should be doing, it just needs a bit of a reminder. And then, like I say, as I came through the menopause, minimal problems, minimal. I mean, you know, yes, I have some hot flushes. Yes, I have some hormonal changes, managing them very much with supplements and just lots of self-care. And then coming out of the other side of the menopause, thinking about old age. I want to still be able to do my leg press. I still want to be able to get on my bike. I still want to be able to walk my dog. I still want to be able to go climbing. I still want to do so many things as I go through into my later years. So I feel with hypopressives as one of my tools to help me, I'm maintaining and preventing things from getting worse, or for me getting pain and discomfort. Because so many older people just let their health and their body slide into that, slide into old age. And really you don't need to. Yes, we're going to age. Yes, things won't look the same. Maybe we'll have a few more niggles and aches and pains to remind us that we've really had a wonderful life, but still you should be able to go out and enjoy your life and do all the things that you want to do. So I'm going to leave it there. It's just a thought. I've kind of come through these stages so far to this point, and I just feel like for the last 8-9 years, hypopressives has been a massive key to me being where I am. So hopefully you found that useful, and it gives you a little bit of insight into the fact it is for everybody. I'm talking about it as a woman. Men, they get back pain, they have hernias, they get all sorts of other issues that aren't related to childbirth, but are related to dysfunction and weakness. So for you guys that maybe are watching this, it's just the same for you as well. If you'd like to have a few more details about any areas that I've covered, then please do get in touch. You can see behind me my Facebook group is at UK Hypopressives, Instagram at UK Hypopressives, and this is my email address here, nikki@ukhypopressives.com. So if you would like some details, or you just want to know how you start your journey, then please do get in touch. And also check out our fantastic UK Hypopressives Trainers Directory, which is just one of the tabs along the top of our website. And that will show you all the different areas we cover so far. And hopefully you'll be able to find someone who can see you in person. But if not, then do get in touch with me, because I do offer lots and lots of online options for you to learn. So there's no excuses. Thank you very much if you watched. I hope that gave you a better insight into how hypopressives can massively change your life and really be a massive benefit to you as you go forward through the many stages of being a woman.